This is AMI This Week.
Welcome back to ATW. I'm Molly Burke. The Canadian National Institute for the Blind, or the CNIB, has been helping Canadians living with vision loss for almost 100 years. They've evolved a lot since their inception in 1918 and have expanded once again. This spring in Toronto, they will be opening their GTA Community Hub. And joining me here in studio in Anthony's spot is Angela Bonfanti, the Executive Director for the GTA. Thank you so much for coming in, Angela.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me, Molly.
So I want to start at the beginning. For those who don't know, what is the Community Hub? Why is it coming to Toronto? When is it opening? Give us all the details.
So we'll back up a little bit. When I grew up at the CNIB Center, originally on Bayview as a child, my father has retinitis pigmentosa, and the space was amazing for him because he was able to access literature in Braille that helped him stay employed and an active and independent father. But I have to tell you, going to the space every week with my father was a bit of a scary thing. It was not, for me anyway, it didn't feel like an opening, welcoming community center that was there to inspire those outside of the community. And so fast forward years later, we have a new center of excellence on Bayview. It's state-of-the-art. It's an amazing space for accessibility. But our foundation programs need to be far more grassroots driven in the community.
I think that's so exciting. And I know there's 5 key elements to the space. Can you outline what those are?
Yeah, so we need it to be visible. We cannot be on a 3rd floor building somewhere and ask people to find us through navigating a maze. So we want to be right at the heart of the center, which was why we chose Yonge Street for our new home. We want to be accessible so that no matter what your method of transportation is, whether it's transit or car or by foot, if you live in the neighborhood, you can get to the front doors of our space very easily. We want to make sure that it's engaging so that we have, no matter who's in our space, whether they're a member of the sight loss community or not, they feel compelled and inspired to do something to help us run our programs. We want it to be volunteer driven, so we want our volunteers to come in and help us provide the programs, execute those programs. We're going to be open 7 days a week, running programs when they need to be run. And we want to be community driven, we want to be partner driven. So I'm happy to say that our space, as of today, is essentially being built almost 100% by our community partners coming in, raising their hands and say, we want to help you paint, we want to help you create art in your space, we want to help you build, we'll help give you a kitchen. So those are the main things. So even pre-opening, we're starting to see some of those key elements already come to life.
I think those are some incredible goals, and I'm really excited to see them really take place once it's open. What programs are you guys going to be offering, and what thought went into building those programs?
So we had an extensive community consultation in 2013 where we went out to our clients from across the country saying, what is it that you want us to do? What do we do now? And the clients came back and said, you need to make sure that what you do in rehab, learning how to use a cane, staying safe in your community, in your kitchen, avoiding unnecessary hospital trips, those are all part of your provincial government's responsibility to fund. And then your other goal, CNIB, needs to be that you have to redefine what your charity is going to do. Today, under the rehab model, we do provide some elements of programs such as peer support, children's programs, youth programs, assistive technology training, but they're very small steps in what is an incredible gap. So if we're going to move the needle on employment, if we're going to move the needle on education, we need to fill those gaps. So recreation and sport is important because we have great blindness organizations that do things already. So we're not here to recreate the wheel, but we're here to fill that gap. So where we want to do swimming or yoga or other parts that are important to people's lives. Technology is going to be a huge part of our hub. We do a little bit of training right now, but you can't book 30 minutes or 60 minutes with someone to learn how to use your iPhone. You're going to be able to do that out of the hub once we open. We have programs for children and youth. Leaders such as yourself will know that there's a huge opportunity to get our kids the confidence they need to navigate through their life. So we want to be that full-time, 7-day-a-week, running, operating place where people can be home, they can feel like they're at home, they can access their programs, they can lead their own programs, and therefore get the confidence and the independence they need to get out and do what it is that they've always dreamed to do.
It sounds like there's going to be some really, really incredible things happening there. And I know that my co-host, Anthony McLaughlin, actually had the chance to check out the space while it was still under construction. And he even got to meet with some of the staff that will be working there, including Brian McLean, who is the program lead for culture, recreation, and sport. So let's check that out.
When you go to our office on Bayview Avenue, it has a feel like you're going into, I want to call it a hospital. It gives you that little bit of a medical atmosphere feel. And I would like to think that most people, when you go into a hospital, you're a little bit apprehensive, you feel nervous, it's not opening. This hub here at Yonge and St. Clair is the total opposite. The minute you walk in the door, we want to make sure that you feel welcome, you feel a part of the team, a part of the group, a part of CNIB.
Integrating the community into the space is clearly the focus for the Hub. And the lead for Beyond the Classroom program, Rhonda Underhill-Gray, made sure the children who will use the finished space have a chance to leave their mark from the start.
One of the things I hope that they feel is that there is a place where they belong. And I think that we're going from a kind of corporate look to a very grassroots, this is your space. And we're doing that by having the youth come in and actually start to prime the walls for painting. So when we say that, you know, it is grassroots and community-based, we mean that from the priming all the way up.
The programming offered in the space will also have a bottom-up type approach.
I kind of see myself as a little bit like a traffic director. I'm not going to be the answer to all of the parents' difficulties, heaven forbid. What I see myself and what our program is being able to do is to guide parents to resources, to have a place where parents can come together and participate in a support group so that they can, through peer support, find each other and help each other solve a lot of the problems or perceived problems. And mostly, we want to give the children the opportunity to be the leaders of tomorrow. And by starting really young and teaching them that being blind isn't something that they need to hide.
And while Rhonda is helping students and parents excel in the classroom, Brian is focused on making sure everyone is living a well-rounded life.
You need sports and recreation just to remain healthy and fit. You know, you can't sit at home, regardless if you're able-bodied or you happen to have a visual impairment. You got to be out, you got to get healthy, active, fit, and what better way than getting involved in sports and recreation? I'm here to help you out. I want to integrate you as an individual with other able-bodied participant or sporting or recreational event, or if there is a league out there that's strictly for low vision and blind hockey players. Depending on what your interest is, I want to try and meet those needs and fulfill it.
That space looks so cool. I wish something like that was around when I was 14 and dealing with my most rapid vision loss. I think it would have been such a great space to have. So I'm really excited that the CNIB is doing this now. You know, better late than never.
Well, we're inspired by people like you.
Oh, well, thank you. And I think it's interesting what Brian mentioned, and you kind of touched on it earlier, how, you know, the space is designed to look very different to the traditional CNIB buildings. So why was that important?
I think, as I mentioned earlier, there is this stigma around an institute for the blind. And so there's no surprise that not everybody that needs to come and see us comes to see us. So we really want to, if we're going to be different with our programs, if we're going to be more inspiring with our programs and fill that gap, we need to walk the talk. We can't announce new programs and run it out of the same space. We need people to understand just how different it is. We are a new part of the organization that has a mission to change what it is to be blind today, and we're starting with our footprint and working our way through our programs.
And I know, you know, you're really obviously very focused on accessibility within the hub, but you're hoping that it expands outside of that. I understand you guys want to make Yonge and St. Clair the most accessible corner in Canada?
Yeah, in the world, I would say. So we want to make sure that our neighbors know who we are, why we're coming in, and why it's important that they make their spaces accessible. I think a lot of times when we think about accessibility today, it's often painted with the same brushstroke. So you think ramps and the width of door openings, which is absolutely critical, but it's not necessarily accessible for someone with sight loss. We need to focus on technology. That is crucial. So wayfinding technology that's out there, such like the beacons that we're working with. There's an app called Blind Square that we're working with. Our initiative is to solicit all the hundreds of businesses and retailers around us to say, we need you to come together as a community. You need to install the appropriate technology. It is so cheap and so easy, and you're going to have an influx of people with sight loss coming into our space starting this spring. So we want you to be prepared. Let's work on a model together.
And are you guys planning on opening any more of these spaces in the country?
That depends on how well we do. I certainly would love that. This is the urban model for the country. We're piloting absolutely every idea that comes through the door. No bad ideas. If you have one and you're watching us right now, call me and let me know if I've missed something. So we're going to pilot as much as we can, and if we get the model right and we see success, and because we're going to be measuring it, then yes, we have over 50 offices across the country, and many of them will need to look and feel like the Yonge and St. Clair hub.
Very cool. Love that. And, you know, obviously a huge part of what you do at the CNIB is provide information to the community about what's available. But you also, as you kind of touched on a bit earlier, like to receive feedback from people so you know what to do in the future. And I heard you'll be holding some town halls in the GTA over the next little while.
We have 5 town halls coming up in the GTA. The first is coming up very soon. We are targeting 2 in Toronto, and 1 in Durham, 1 in York, and 1 in Mississauga. So one in Peel region. And so the purpose of those is to have our clients, anyone who's interested, we're doing it out of public libraries, other community centers. They're not all coming out of CNIB centers because we want the public's view on our next step. So because our first consultation was so successful, we were able to define these 2 clear goals of what the mandate of the organization should be from 2014 to 2018. We want to do it again. It was so good that we want to do it again. So we want to gather people's feedback. We want them to meet our team, learn where we are with our program development, learn about the space and our community partnerships. And once they learn that, we want to know what's more, what's next, what are the burning issues we need to tackle together.
I think it's good that you guys are trying it all out and seeing what works, and that way you can implement that in other parts of Canada when you're ready to open more hubs. And I know as a part of the 100th anniversary, you're also doing an event on March 31st, I believe. Can you tell us about that?
It's very exciting, grassroots, very easy campaign. We're asking everybody who's listening to show up to Nathan Phillips Square March 31st in the wee hours of the morning at 7 o'clock in the morning to come register and stand side by side, hold up a piece of cardboard to the air where we're going to form the first human eye. So we're going to make a world record and then have the picture taken from the skies above. And so that really is a launch to the programs that we're running in the GTA, a launch to the foundation that's running across the country, and the launch to our centenary campaign, which you said is March of 2018. So it doesn't matter whether you're a member of our community or not, and if you happen to be around Nathan Phillips Square in the morning, you see a group of people gathering in the center, join us, stand with us, and really enforce that message that we're here to change what it is to be blind today. We're doing it together to show that solidarity and support to smash some of those misconceptions that we often deal with.
Well, the CNIB is obviously incredibly busy right now and making some really necessary steps, which is very exciting for the blind and low vision community and just the community at large, really.
Exactly.
And if anybody wants more information about what's going on, they can always frequently check back to the CNIB website, which is cnib.ca. Angela, thank you so much for taking time to come in. Like I mentioned, I'm sure you're so busy, so I really appreciate it. It's been great seeing you again.
Oh, it's great to be here. Thanks, Molly.